In this video, we're going to investigate what are multiplication and division. Draw a diagram or picture to represent the multiplication or division problem. Then write the problem symbolically and find the product or quotient. So the first type we're going to look at is equal grouping or fair sharing. And again, like we did with addition and subtraction, you're going to notice these problems are on the easier side. Okay, but they're going to help us see the structure behind multiplication and division and how we can use this structure in future application problems when the numbers are bigger and they get more difficult. So let's read the first one. Bernadette is having a party. She invites 4 friends over and is going to make 3 cupcakes per friend. Now here comes the question, our goal. How many cupcakes does she need for her friends? Okay. So first, let's try to visualize this problem by making a picture. So she has 4 friends. So let's draw them. There's friend 1, friend 2, friend 3, and friend 4. And for each friend, she wants to make 3 cupcakes. So I'm going to draw 3 lines here. Sorry, that's the best I can do for a cupcake. So 3 cupcakes for the first friend, second friend, third friend, and the fourth friend. Okay. So a good practice is to always try to, make yourself Bernadette. Okay, think about what's happening and try to visualize this process. Okay, now we want to know how many cupcakes does she need for her friends. We could count these out and we'd see that they're 12. We could also see that we have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or we might say 4 copies of 3, or sometimes we say 4 groups of 3. Okay. And this indicates multiplication. So imagine she had 750 friends. You certainly wouldn't want to add 3 to itself 750 times. Instead, we say that this is 4 times 3. And we see our result is 12. Okay. Let's write this with units like we did with the other problems, because this can be really helpful for multiplication and division. So the 4 was 4 friends. Then times, we have 3 cupcakes per friend. And we're going to write this, 3 cupcakes. And I'm going to put a fraction bar. I know we haven't talked about that yet. But I want you to see that this is something we call a rate, which we'll talk about in great detail later. But when you see the word per, just like miles per gallon or miles per hour or dollars per hour, okay, we write the unit as a quotient, as division, which we're learning about now. And the reason this is important is because our result is going to be 12 cupcakes. And you can actually determine this by the units in the original problem. Okay, so I'm just going to show you that here, if we have friends, think of the units as being on top or on bottom. When we're multiplying them, if we have 1 on top and 1 on bottom, they cancel each other out. And notice the units we're left with are the cupcakes. Okay, now you don't need to do this every time, but say you weren't sure of whether this was multiplication or division. Setting this up shows you that you are using the proper form. We also know the units of our result. Our answer isn't 12 cupcakes per friend, it's 12 cupcakes exactly. That's what she needs to make. Okay, so using this structure can help you set this up. Let's look at the next one. Chester is making apple pies. He wants to make 3 pies and he needs 4 apples per pie. So that's the given information. Here comes the question, our goal. how many apple pies does he need altogether? So let's draw a picture. So 3 pies. Okay, so that's a pie. And for each of the 3 pies, he needs 4 apples. Sorry, again, the best I can do. They look like apple bombs. Oops. Did I miss one? There we go. So 4 apples for each pie. And you can tell here that we have 4 and 4 and 4, which will give us a total of 12 apples. Okay. Notice how this is a little bit different than the last one. Okay, they're both going to be 3 times 4, or 4 times 3, okay, and give us the result of 12. Okay. But here we have 3 copies of 4, or 3 groups of 4. Okay, so the end result, this is actually called the commutative property of multiplication, is that if we multiply 3 pies times 4 apples per pie, so 4 apples per pie, the result is that we need 12 apples. Okay, so very similar. Notice we could cancel out the pies, and our result for our unit is apples. Okay, so just to notice that these, again, when we look at them abstractly, 4 times 3 equals 12. This one we would say 3 times 4 equals 12. Okay, and they give us the same result, but they are a little bit different. And this will be more apparent when we look at the division problems, which are next.